Podcasting can be extremely monotonous over a period of time because you're doing it solo and probably doing it in a corner of your bedroom and you're literally talking to the walls. This monotony can a lot of times lead to demotivation and frustration. So how do you stay motivated in podcasting? In today's video, I'm going to share a few very simple tips that will help you stay motivated with content creation in podcasting. Hello and welcome to TPU TV. This is Dilip. If you don't know me, then I'm a blogger, podcaster and affiliate marketer. And this is a channel where I share a lot of simple, practical and implementable podcasting tips. And if you're new to podcasting, then you might want to join my 10-day free course on how to start a podcast in less than 10 days. It is for free. You'll be able to find a link in the description box below. Go ahead and join the course today itself. Now on to today's video. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about a very common problem that a lot of people face in podcasting, and that is demotivation. Now, you've started your podcasting journey with a lot of enthusiasm. The ideas are flowing, you're enjoying your time out there in front of your microphone, and you're pumped to release all of those episodes out there for the world to listen to. But after a little while, reality sets in. The initial excitement gradually fades, and then you find yourself wrestling with self-doubt and all of those never-ending demands of podcasting. Then add to it the fact that you're sitting in the corner of your room, talking to the walls, literally talking to the walls, and you have pretty much everything to start feeling demotivated. And you know the fun part? You're not alone in the struggle. Pretty much every one of us go through this situation. And you know what is the worst? When you're feeling demotivated, that is when you start to question pretty much everything. You start questioning your content, your abilities, and you even start asking yourself the million-dollar question as to if you should even continue doing it. This is exactly the point where pod fade kicks in, and you gradually stop producing or releasing episodes, and then your podcast goes into pod fade. And this is exactly what happens with most podcasters who start off, because they don't see a ton of downloads on their episodes when they start off, and gradually over a period of time, that demotivation kicks in. This struggle is for real in the podcasting world. And if you're facing it, then you're not alone. Pretty much every one of us go through it. But the most important piece of this entire story is that anybody who is able to get through this struggle and find reasons to stay motivated are the ones who eventually get over this phase and are able to succeed with their podcast. So in today's video, I'm going to share a few simple tips on how to stay motivated in podcasting. And this is not something that I've invented. There are a lot of productivity gurus out there who've taught a lot of these things, and you will be able to see some of their videos, learn from them. So all I have done is assimilated some of these tricks that has worked for me, and I know it has worked for a lot many others, and put them together in this video. So let's get started. Number one, be a part of a community. Now, communities are extremely good in keeping yourself motivated and pumped up during your content creation journey. And there is a reason why communities are there. There is a reason why a lot of people put together these communities where like-minded people can come together and talk to each other. In fact, they not only give you a sense of togetherness, but they will also make you feel valued. In fact, communities can help you find solutions to a lot of the common problems that you face, can give you feedback when required, and also help you with continuing that journey when you're feeling demotivated. A lot of people don't really understand the value or the importance of these communities, and they think that it is just another group where people join and keep posting or keep self-promoting. So that is not exactly what a community is. A community can be a lot more than that, and it can really help you stay motivated in podcasting, especially when you're feeling a little demotivated with whatever it is that you're doing. If you're interested in joining a podcasting community, then I'll leave a link in the description below. I have a small community of people, and there you can even ask me questions and I can help you with whatever it is that you're struggling with. So if you would like to join, then go ahead and join that. But irrespective of what community you're joining, ensure that you're joining a community in your niche. Ensure that you're joining a community that helps you with whatever it is that you're doing. So be a part of a community. Number two, revisit your podcasting goals. Now, your podcasting goal is your North Star. It is basically what will guide you when you're feeling demotivated or dejected or feeling like you should quit. It is that podcasting goal that will push you to keep creating and will ensure that you're not giving up. Now, I have my podcasting goals written down very clearly in the first page on my journal. And whenever I feel a little demotivated with anything, it could be the download numbers, it could be the responses from audience or whatever. Whenever I feel a little demotivated, I go ahead and open that first page of the journal and read that podcasting goal. Whenever I do that, I feel connected to why it is that I am doing this. Why is it that I am releasing an episode every day? Why is it that I'm creating that podcast? And when I get connected to that goal of mine, there is a new energy in me and I can go back and continue to release episodes for maybe another 5 to 6 months until I end up in that situation again. But whenever I do that, all I do is just go back and look at my podcasting goal. And that drives me and pushes me to keep producing or releasing my episodes. So if you don't have a podcasting goal, then put together a podcasting goal, write it down in bold at a place where you can see it. And whenever you're feeling demotivated, go back and revisit those goals or read through those goals. Those goals will ensure that it is driving you to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. So ensure you have a podcasting goal and that you've written it down. I hope you're enjoying the information that I shared until now. If you are, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now and hit the bell notification in order to stay updated with all of the videos that I release. Now let's continue with the topic. Number 3, stay organized. Now over the years, something that I've learned is that the biggest reason for frustration and demotivation is not knowing what to do next or what to publish next. Now that 11th hour rush, when you're struggling to figure out what is it that you want to release tomorrow, and then you write the script, record it, and just push it out just because you want to release an episode, it is going to create a lot of problems because that content was never researched, never analyzed, never thought through. It was just put out because you had to release an episode. And when you do that, that content is not going to do well. That content is not going to get you downloads, or that is not going to retain your audience. And when you see low download numbers or audience retention, obviously it is going to be a lot of demotivation for you. And when it happens week after week and month after month, then there is nothing else that you would need to feel demotivated in podcasting. So what I would recommend is stay organized with your podcast. You might want to put together a content calendar, think through or decide well in advance as to what is it that you want to release the next week. Put together the topics, the scripts, everything in advance, and do something like maybe a batch recording and a batch editing so that you have enough content in repository and you're not struggling at that 11th hour to push out something so that you're consistent with whatever it is that you're doing. If you are able to stay organized and put all of these systems in place, then half of your problem is solved. There is no reason why you will feel demotivated or overburdened, because a lot of times this becomes a burden, and that is where the entire demotivation kicks in. So ensure you're staying organized, you have a system in place, and that you have a content calendar in place, and you're following the batch editing and the batch recording technique. I leave a link to a video here which I had done some time back, which will teach you how to stay organized with podcasting. Go ahead and watch that video. It'll help you with putting together a system in place for your podcast. Number 4, celebrate all achievements. Now, we podcasters are programmed to be focused on big goals like millions of downloads, lakhs of subscribers, thousands of listens. So all of these numbers have been put out there on the internet, and there is a lot of false hype that the internet has created. And we start to feel that in order to be a successful podcaster, you have to have 1 million downloads. But that is not true. It is actually far from what the truth is. The fact is that if your podcast is able to get 500 downloads a month, then it is already in the top 10% of podcasts worldwide. So what does that mean to you as a podcaster? Stop chasing false goals. Set realistic goals, break things down into smaller pieces, and try to achieve them. And most important of all, whenever you achieve those targets, celebrate. Celebrate those achievements shamelessly. You might want to post that on social media. you might want to take a break, do whatever you would do to normally celebrate those occasions or those achievements. Do that, but celebrate. The fact is that we've all become celebration misers and we wait for those big achievements to celebrate it. And that's where the big problem is. Don't wait for those big occasions. Celebrate even the smallest achievement, celebrate even the smallest of achievements. And when you do that, you will be able to stay self-motivated and ensure that you're staying focused on your podcasting goals. Number 5, take breaks. There is a big misunderstanding about consistency amongst us content creators. Now, we think that consistency is all about showing up every day or every week, irrespective of what situation we are in. That's not true. That mindset puts us into a pressure situation to show up every week or maybe show up every day. And we start pushing ourselves so much that we ignore ourselves, our health, our family, and everything else and keep focusing on that one single goal, which is to show up. It is here that the problem lies. Now, there are 2 things that you might want to understand about consistency. Consistency cannot happen if you don't plan well. Meticulous planning and staying organized are 2 essentials of consistency. So, without this, you'll never be able to stay consistent. Number 2, consistency doesn't mean that you cannot take a break or that you cannot skip showing up for a particular week. If you look at the top creators in the world, you will see that every one of them took a break, but with the only difference that they planned their breaks. They didn't do it on a haphazard way. They planned their breaks really well and ensured that they come back and continue with whatever it is that you're doing. Now, the first topic about staying organized and planning and all is a topic in itself, which is something that I'll cover in another video. But the second one is something that I want to touch upon today. Now, we as podcasters put in a lot of effort. There is a lot that goes into creating those episodes, releasing it judiciously every week. So we put in a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. And podcasting is not easy. And when we are doing it, we are entitled to take a break. So go and take a break. These breaks will help you rejuvenate yourself, get that energy back, and come back and continue for maybe another 5 to 6 months until you are ready to take another break. So take breaks. Give time for yourself and your family. Take a break. Go out there and have some fun time. But when doing that, the only thing that you might want to keep in mind is that you plan it in advance and that you come back and immediately get started. You don't want to skip a few more weeks after you're back from the break, because that is where the entire break in consistency happens. So ensure that you get started immediately after you're back from your break. Podcasting is not easy. It's a lot of hard work. While it is made to look easy by a lot of YouTube videos and some other blog posts out there, it is not easy. There is a lot of hard work that goes into it. And when there is so much of hard work, demotivation is bound to happen. It is normal. But what is more important is how you get over that phase, how you get over that demotivation and ensure that you're continuing with your journey. And that's where these 5 tips that I shared will come in handy. I hope you enjoyed the tips that I shared today. If you have any questions around any of these, don't forget to put them in the comment box below and I'll respond to all of those questions. And if you enjoyed watching this video, then do hit the thumbs up, because that will help others also find this video. And if you're new to this channel, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you stay updated with all of the latest videos that I release. I'll be back again the next week with another interesting discussion around podcasting. Until then, keep watching TPU TV. This is goodbye from Dilip. You all have a wonderful rest of the week.